Good evening, gorgeous flower pots. It's your Aunty Nelly. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late, but I didn't want to come. I'm joking. I've just had some hecklers under the bedroom window shouting Aunty Nelly 5 bellies. So I had to get rid of them. So here I am. Let me know if you can see me. Give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. I hope I've not disappointed too much. I've had a little chat on Snapchat and a little chat on Instagram and told you that I weren't really feeling it. But you know what? As soon as I press go live, I am feeling it because I'm here with all my gorgeous flower pots and it's Wednesday night and it's time for night time with Nelly. Let me just say I've had a few technical issues, so I have no idea what's going to be in the batch of problems tonight. Okay. I did have to send out an SOS and ask you to send in all your dear Aunty Nellies again, whether it be night time with Nelly or Sunday services, because I've lost them all. So I have had some through, but I have no idea what they are because the filter box is no longer where it used to be. So I've no idea. So tonight's show is no fucking idea. But it's night time, I'm Nelly, and we're here. So we're going to make best of a bad fucking job. And I don't know about you lot, but I fucking need it tonight more than ever. Motivation, it is an all-time fucking low. Anyway, can I just say, while you are watching tonight's live, and even if you're watching on replay, if you do get anybody at all commenting on your comments with, you've won a gift, click here, follow this page, it's official, prize, giveaway, it's a load fucking wank. There's no such thing. So what I'm noticing is when I'm going live, these scammers are actually jumping on the comments, jumping onto flower pots and saying, Aunty Nelly official. They can't even spell my fucking name right. I mean, it took me a while, there's a lot of L's in it. But yeah, they're like trying to give away, saying you've won a competition. There's no such thing. So ignore it, report, block, ban, whatever you want to do. But that is not something that can happen. So don't fall for it, okay? What else do I want to say? It's night time in Nelly, so it's over 18s only, because there will be talk of a sexual nature and there will be strong language throughout. But as I said, please bear with me this evening because I have absolutely not a fucking clue what messages we're going to read, because the filtered folders no longer work and I don't know what you've sent me overnight because I sent an SOS out yesterday. But whatever we read and whatever advice I give, please be warned, or advise. It's not a warning, it's an advisory. I got loads of advisories, me, when I did my driving test in black and white days. Just be advised that it is purely for entertainment purposes. Okay, I am not a general practitioner, I am not a sex therapist, I'm not trained in any way, but only to come here on a Wednesday night and entertain you. Now, lots of people have messaged me today and said, I really do hope there's a night time with Nelly, because I've got you on big screen, I've got a takeaway coming and I've got a bottle of wine. So if you're doing that, that's fucking brilliant, brilliant. Get me on that big screen. My absolute apologies. I have actually had a shower and washed my hair, but I couldn't even be arsed putting any sexy underwear on, any negligees or any fucking makeup. Couldn't be arsed. This is how it is, strict and bareback. Bareback? Oh, bareback? We don't do bareback, especially not giving advice on night time with Nelly. So I have no idea what I'm going to read out at all. No idea. No fucking idea. And I told you I smashed my tripod. So I'm using a really old tripod because I've ordered a new spandangle thing, but it's not come yet. So once again, if anybody starts coming onto your comments here, or comes into your inbox saying you've won a prize as a giveaway, anything like that, you've won something, it's a load of fucking nonsense. It's not true. Okay, so without further ado, I am feeling slightly anxious. Shall we open up the very first dear Aunty Nelly of the evening? Could be fucking anything. It could be Aunty Nelly. Can you review the dice and hair wrap? Because the new update does not now filter the messages. Don't know we're going to get round that. Not a fucking Scooby-Doo. But anyway, let's go, shall we? Let me know where you're watching me from. Let me know if you're liking what you're seeing. So give me a like, give me a love and give me a share. I was on whiskey last week. It's straight vodka tonight. I'm joking. It's San Pellegrino. Fancied some sparkling water because I feel like I need to do a right good burp. And sometimes you do a right good burp and you feel right better, don't you? I think that's what's wrong with me. Gorgeous young man by the name of Adam has been WhatsApping me, and he is responsible for me showering and washing my hair. So if you're watching, Adam, thank you for the motivation that I needed. Dear Aunty Nelly, I have been with my boyfriend for just over 12 months now, and we are incredibly happy. Nobody likes a fucking show off, do they? Anyway, oh, but I'm not happy at bedroom. Enough is enough. Each and every time we have sex, it's not sex, it has to be lovemaking. Oh no, hang on a minute, I'm not wrong one. I'm not wrong, dear Aunty Nelly. Wait a minute. I've got it. That were last week's. That were last week's, weren't it? Fucking hell. And there's me thinking I've got a bad memory. No, I didn't know if it were last week's or not, but I noticed the date, 13th of Jan. So it's 27th today. So let's start again, shall we? You know what happened to me this morning? I did a right good clean up. I love like battling ice with a bottle of bleach. And I turned all my heating off because I'd knocked a wire. So gas engineer come out, stuck wire back in, that with that. So that was first thing at day. Second thing at day, pulled out this gorgeous vegan pie that I've been fucking drooling over and thought, fuck it, I'll have that pie for my tea. Stuck it in oven, went away watching Pedo Hunters for a while, come back, and it was fucking black because I'd turned grill on and I'd not turned the oven on. So that went in bin. And like I think this is going to be the third thing. It happens in threes, don't it? Yeah. Dear Aunty Nelly, my husband and I have been married for a month. Congratulations. But together for 7 years. He's absolutely everything I want and more. But I still to this day have trouble being my full self. Oh, a bit of a burp, not much. My full self in bedroom. I suffer from social anxiety as well as basic anxiety. I've always been insecure with my body. I'm the highest I've ever been weight-wise, and I just don't feel beautiful, even though he tells me I am. It really kills the vibe in the bedroom when I always want the lights turned off and I don't even want to take my shirt off. I can't even do talking dirty. Is there any advice you can give me in order to help me feel better about myself? I'm desperate for anything, aren't we fucking all? As I don't want him to get bored with me or find someone better. I love you, I'm your biggest fan. Okie dokie. Okay, so we've got a lady here. She's been with her husband for 7 years, but they've been recently married and she's no confidence in bedroom. So I don't think it's about not having sexual confidence. I think it's about confidence in herself and how she feels and how you look at yourself. And once again, we go back to something that I repeat myself with, and it's about looking at yourself in that mirror. And it's not always the most attractive thing we're looking at because it's how we talk to ourselves. So if we look in the mirror naked, with lights off, you know, and talk to ourselves in an absolutely degrading way, that's going to lower our self-esteem and it's going to lower our self-confidence. So it's about looking at yourself in a way that you find attractive. So find something that's attractive. Now, it might be your fingernail, it might be your knee, it might be your leg, it might be your little finger, but you've got to start finding one thing about you that's attractive, because I believe there's something beautiful in every person on God's green earth. It might be your cheekbone, it could be anything, but there's got to be something, okay? Once you find that something, it's about appreciating it and starting to sort of absorb it. So once you start seeing something in yourself that's nice, it makes you feel nice. And once you start to feel nice, that's how you portray yourself. So it's small steps here with self-confidence. I don't think you can get into bed with your husband one night and say, put big lights on, I'm going to take my shirt off, let's go wild. This is going to be small steps. So it's about learning how to love yourself first and finding that little bit of something. And how you talk to yourself is so important. How you talk to yourself. Would you talk to somebody else like that? I doubt it very much. So start talking to you how you talk to others, because you matter. You're just as important. And once you start feeling a little bit more sexier, a little bit more attractive, a little bit more confident, then that will definitely start coming out in your personality, and then you will feel much better. By doing that, small steps, you'll start to be able to introduce that new part of you within the bedroom. So I wouldn't put big lights on tonight, take your shirt off and horrify yourself. And as for dirty talk, that doesn't mean to say that it's sexy. It doesn't. Lots of people have really fulfilling relationships, sexual relationships, without having to talk dirty. So it's not about looking at things that you've never done before and then making yourself more anxious than anxious that you already are. So if anyone's going on about the paedophile hunting groups that I watch when I've got 5 minutes, I just go on YouTube, Pedo Hunters UK, that's it, yeah, go and have a look. I suggest you go after this though, don't be rude, stop where you are. So yeah, so there's got to be something, and there will be something. It's just that you're so negative about yourself at the minute that all you're seeing is negative things. Yeah? So when we concentrate on, God, my hair is frizzy. And my hair is frizzy, and by the end of this show, you will think I've been abducted and replaced by Brian May. You know, when all you're concentrating on is that one thing, then that's all you're going to think about, and it almost consumes you. So you're lowering your own self-esteem, you're lowering your own self-confidence because of the way you're talking to yourself. So I think you need to start, before you even think about improving things in the bedroom, you need to start improving things in you. The only person you need to be making love to at the moment is yourself. Okay? I hope that's helped. It's not normally a Dear Aunty Nelly that, but let's move on. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'll keep it short as I know you don't like War and Peace. Oh, lovely little flower pot. I met a man 3 months ago after a night out before at pub shut. Oh, God, do you remember pubs? I am 18, he is 32. So at first I thought it was just a bit of fun as I kept seeing him, but knew nothing could end up serious due to age gap. But we ended up seeing each other every day for about 6 weeks. The sex was really good, but I ended up catching feelings for him. Well, it's no fucking wonder, you've seen him all the time. We don't talk anymore as I decided to cut it off after he started being off with me and wouldn't let me be very affectionate with him anymore. I dream about him every night and can't get him out my head. What should I do? That would normally not be a Dear Aunty Nelly, that would be a Sunday service. But anyway, I'm ever so pleased you caught feelings and not chlamydia. That's a heads up there, okay? Okay, so you spent an incredibly long time with this person. 6 weeks is a long time to see somebody every single day. So of course you're going to catch feelings for them. The age thing shouldn't even be in there. That's not even the issue. It doesn't matter about your age. It's the fact that you knew that nothing would be serious here. Kept seeing him, but knew nothing could end up serious. So you're the one that's put yourself absolutely full throttle into something that's never going to happen. And now that the no contact rule came in, which no contact does come in, you're the one that's hurting because you allowed yourself to get too emotionally involved with this person. How do we get over somebody? How do we do that? Okay, so there's a few simple steps here. How do I know this? I am the queen of getting over people because I always have to get over people because people always quit me. I don't... Yeah, even Cushion's quitting me. Right, okay, so the first rule of how do we get over somebody is not by getting straight under somebody else. I disagree with that, especially in lockdown. However, if we weren't in lockdown, that's rule number 1. So rule number 1 is, how do we get over somebody? There's no contact. No contact is so important. As much as you're dying for them to WhatsApp you, you're seeing if they've been online, you're checking the social media, you're seeing what time they last saw something, what are they doing? No contact. And with no contact, we need to block. We need to remove that person from our phone, from our social media, from anything that is a reminder or a constant clue or an indication of what they're doing. So we need to remove ourselves from their world as they've removed you. So as brutal as it sounds, then you need to do that. You need to do that for your own good and your own soul, because all you're doing by keeping them in your WhatsApp, seeing the picture, seeing when they were last seen, or watching the social media, it's a form of self-harm. And whilst you're keeping that person up on that pedestal, which is what you're doing because your world and your obsessive thoughts revolve around this person, you're looking up. What are they doing? Well, they're up there. They're looking down on you. You're like shit on the shoe. So the no contact rule, blocking, removing them, is so important. So important. The second rule on how to get over somebody is, you've done that, that's fine. And even though you're dying to, and your mates come round for a brew and you've gone, what's he been up to? Go on his Facebook and have a look. Because that's what we do, because it's what we've always done. It's just in us. The second rule would be to distract yourself from these thoughts by doing something that you wouldn't normally do. So if you would spend an hour of your day checking his social media, spend that hour of your day doing something that feeds your soul. Watch pedo hunters on YouTube, read a book, have a bath, go for a walk, run it off, listen to a podcast. So little distraction techniques there. The third thing I would do as well is I would certainly let yourself heal. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's not easy when you've been rejected. So if you want to cry, cry. If you want to listen to a Star is Born soundtrack, do it. If you want to watch a sad film, do it. If you want to cry, cry, read a book, run a bath, eat a full packet of Jaffa cakes. Whatever it is that makes you feel that little bit comforted, do it. Because you don't want to be doing you don't want to be breaking no contact, because all you're doing is kind of self-harming. You don't want to be just thinking about them all the time, so you're doing your distraction, but you still need that little bit of comfort. So once you start putting these rules into place, believe me, it will get that little bit easier, and you will start waking up in the morning and they won't be the first thing that you think about, and they won't be the last thing at night that you think about. It won't. It does get easier, and you do get over that person. You absolutely do. And you'll look back in months to come and you'll think, fucking hell, I were absolutely fucking obsessed. But you won't see it now. Your friends and family might, if you're as open with them and tell them, but you won't see it now. My last breakup, October 2000 and, was it 18? I think it was 18. Absolutely fucking broke my heart into, but I never thought, I just thought I'd never, ever, ever be able to breathe, because I felt like somebody had sat on my chest and crushed it, and I could not stop thinking of this person, even though it wasn't a relationship that was any good for me. It was extremely toxic and I needed to end it, and I did for my own good. I thought about that person 24/7. I remember lying in bed and thinking that's how my life was going to be for the rest of my life. And I did the no contact, I did the blocking, I did the distraction techniques, I did the write a letter, I wrote him a letter, I didn't post it, I burnt it in garden, but I got everything off my chest. And within about 6 months, and some of you might be horrified, but within about 6 months, I actually started to think, oh, fucking hell, yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he wasn't my first thing I thought about, and he wasn't the last thing I thought about, and he wasn't who I cried over anymore. It took me about 6 months, but that's not to say that it'll be the same for you. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No, everybody is different. Some people can say that they're still doing that 2 years in, but for me it were about 6 months. You asked me, so I've told you. Tonight's night time with Nelly is not very sexy, is it? It's a bit more serious, but Natalie Goddard, why was it toxic? I don't really want to open up that can of worms, if that's all right. Wasn't your engagement? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, Kia. It wasn't. It was not. Sometimes when we end relationships, we don't always break our own heart or have our heart broken. Sometimes we're not actually in love with somebody like we think we are. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? So I have been in love once in my life, and I'm 47 in March. And I have proper loved once in my life, and I'm 47 in March. So, yeah, I actually thought I had loved before that person, and I actually thought I'd been in love before that person, and I hadn't. So, anyway, it's not a night of Nelly truths, is it? That's a different show. Okie dokie, dear Aunty Nelly. So, like I said to you at the beginning of this, I don't know what the messages are going to be. I have no idea because they're no longer filtered. So I just want to say, if it's not very night time with Nelly tonight, I can only apologise. It's either go live or don't go live and hope that some night time with Nelly's come in, and I just don't know when they're going to come in. So if you've got any night time with 47 in March, 47, if there's any night time with Nelly's, then please, please, please write into the page. If there's any Sunday services, please write into the page. And at the beginning of your message, put night time with Nelly or put Sunday service. And hopefully it'll start filtering. Moving on. Dear Aunty Nelly, I've been happily married for 2 years now. And me and my husband have decided that children are simply not for us. You see, this would immediately be a Sunday service, and I can only fucking apologise. I am an only child, and people in my family have told me I'm being cruel and heartless to my mother who won't get grandkids because of my selfish choice. It's left me feeling highly guilty. Do you think I'm being cruel to her and that I should have children to make her happy? I love my mum and want to make her happy, thank you. Absolutely not, no. Because what if you were somebody who couldn't have children? Would that mean that you failed in your mother's eyes? Absolutely not. No, you can't have kids for your parents. You've got to have kids for you. It's got to be right for you. That child needs a parent that can parent them for the rest of their life, because your kids never stop being your kids until you pass, if you're lucky enough for your children to bury you and not the other way around. And the reason I say this is because you can say to people, oh, I'd love grandkids, and then what? You're pushing that child into having a child for you, whereas what if you die? Then they're stuck on their own with it, and you said, you have kids, I'll have it every weekend, I'll have that kid every weekend, don't you worry, and you fucking drop dead, and then they're stuck with a child they never really wanted, they had it for you and you're dead. You cannot make parenting decisions or your family life plans on what somebody else wants, okay? You've got to do it for you, absolutely for you. It's nobody else's choice but you and your husband. And if you don't want children, there is nothing wrong with that. There are many people out there who said, you know what, I don't want to bring kids into this world. It's a shit world. I mean, who'd want to bring kids into this world right now? But then if you are having a baby, you're bringing children into the world, congratulations. But it's your choice for you. It's nobody else's choice. It's got to be right to you. And also, never have a child to save your relationship. That never works. This child that you want to bring into the world, hopefully, that you'll think about it seriously and properly, is because you want a part of you to live and live on after you. It's not for any fucker else. It's not. I can't expect my daughter, who's 26 in October, to have a child just because it had made me happy. Absolutely not. It's got to make her happy. It's nobody else's decision. So no, you're not being selfish. I don't think you should feel guilty. And I think you should only proceed with bringing someone into this world because you feel that that's the right thing for you. There's nobody out there that can make that decision for you or push you into a corner. Now, that wouldn't normally be a night time with Nelly. That would be a Sunday service. But, as I said, I have absolutely no fucking idea what's going to come through. And can I just say as well, when you have a child, they never stop being your kids, you know. Olivia's 26 in October and she's still my child. So it's like a life sentence. It is a life sentence, but obviously as well, it is the most wonderful thing you'll ever do should you want to do that. So I don't want to say yes or no, it's your decision. But, you know, I mean, I'll joke and laugh about Olivia, but she was the absolute best thing that ever happened to me, for me. Nobody else. No fucker else were involved. Well, obviously her dad, but, you know, for me. So, there you go. Oh, now what's happened here? Oh, yeah. Dear Aunty Nelly, hello. Hello, Nelly, I am overreacting or what? I don't know. Oh, have I got a low sex drive? Because my fiance wants sex, in my opinion, a lot. It's not enough, he says, but it's nearly all day, every day. He just wants sex. This is a night time with Nelly. Hey, it's just too much. I'm tired from work and just not in the mood as often as he is. I'm happy with 3 times a week, but not sure he feels the same. He grabs my tits all the time and sexualises everything. It's driving me mad. Can't do the washing up without being grabbed and slapped or bent over. Oh, oh, missus. I've taken him to the kitchen table. Good girl. And told him it makes me feel uncomfortable and a bit pressured at times. And he said, okay, I'm sorry. And then he calms down for 2 days and starts it all over again. Am I overreacting? Is my sex drive a bit low? Thanks for your help. I love you. I don't really think this is a question about your sex drive. I think it's a question about how you feel you're being treated. If you don't feel like you're being adored or feel like you're having some sort of making love in order to the big build-up of sex, then it's absolutely right to feel like the way you do. It sounds to me like you're being made to feel a little bit like an object. So it's all right saying to him and taking him to the kitchen table, which is brilliant, and saying, listen, just fucking calm down 3 times a week, but I'm not having any more than that, stop it. And he's gone, oh, all right then, love, all right. I think what you need to be saying, it's bigger communication around this, because what you've communicated is not enough. So saying to him, listen, when you're grabbing me like that, it's making me feel like an object and I don't find it a turn on. It's not very sexy. You don't text me in the day. You don't tell me I'm looking beautiful. You don't passionately kiss me. Do you really think I want to be fucking bent over the sink when I'm... Sorry, I'm getting involved again. Do you really think I want to be bent over at the sink when I've got a bottle of fairy in my fucking hand? Other soap, plate washing things are available. Do you know what I mean? It's not very sexy. So I think it's about him understanding that it's not that you don't want to have sex with him, because I think 3 times a week is okay. You know, it's about a time and a place and how he's making you feel. Because if he's making you feel like nothing more than an object, then it's not very attractive, is it? It's not. It's just not a turn on. So have a different conversation. Sitting down again at the kitchen table and say, listen, Flower, this isn't working. You said you'd back off, and you had backed off a bit, but then you're back on me again, and it's the way you're doing it, it's the way you're approaching me. You know, can we go back to basics here? Can we start almost courting again? Can we start sort of like just holding hands, you know, cuddling on settee, maybe kissing, maybe a little bit of foreplay, but I don't want you to make me feel like an object, because whilst you're doing that, it's not making me feel like I'm very sexy, and therefore I don't want to have sex with you, and that's why I reject you. So I think it's more about the communication here, that you've not actually been able to communicate fully. Now, of course, we do want to bent over, or we do want to be grabbed, and we want that hot passion in the bedroom, in the bathroom, in the car, not whilst you're driving. You know, we do, but all the time, it just makes you feel, you know, when they're grabbing you and poking you, and, you know, and it's all the time, it's just not attractive. That, you know, where's the romance? Where's the build-up? Where's the sexiness to it? There isn't any. So unless he starts to make you feel like that, then I can appreciate why you feel like that. So have another conversation. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with having to go to kitchen tables 4 or 5 times, you know, just to get your point across. But I would definitely go in, sledgehammer approach, and put it quite black and white to him and clearly to him, so he understands it, rather than having to keep sitting down at the kitchen table. And sit at the other side of him as well so he can't bend you fucking over that. Right, okay. Dear Aunty Nelly, this might sound really stupid, but last year... Right, yeah, no, that's not a night time with Nelly. That's not right. Dear Aunty Nelly, I have been in a relationship for over a year with my fella, and time passes on. I find myself being detested by him more and more as time goes on. I saw him picking his nose and eating his own snot. Oh dear God, where are we going with this? It literally made me think how fucking gross he is. He says he loves me, but we can go days without speaking, and I'm the one who has to make the effort. I used to get myself in such a state, crying and feeling hopeless. I've recently had an Irish stallion barking up my tree. Okay. And he calls me all the time, constantly telling me how special I am, and I love talking with him. He makes it all so easy and gets so long. Should I follow my gut and go with him and see it through? Thank you. Sending love. Kisses from a flower pot. Well, what we're doing here is cheating, aren't we? We're doing a little bit of a cheat. So are you cheating cunt of the week? I'm not sure. Let's analyse this, shall we? You're with somebody who apparently detests you, but he does love you, but he don't speak to you. And you have to speak to him, and you've seen him pick his nose and eat his snot, which is not sexy in the slightest, and he'd not be fucking tonguing me again in any hole. And now you've got an Irish stallion. Where's this Irish stallion come from, and why is he ringing you every day, and why are you talking to him every day? And if your gut's telling you that this Irish stallion's for you, then get out your fucking relationship. It's no longer a relationship. The trust has gone. You're speaking to somebody else. And do you not think, no matter how disgusting, snot-eating man is, he deserves to know? Absolutely he does. And just say, listen, Flower, it's not working. The love's gone. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm off. Do it now before you are an actually fully-fledged cheating cunt. Because in my eyes, you're still cheating, regardless of whether it's a few messages. If you get a message off somebody and you've got to delete it because it makes you feel a bit shit and you've got a partner laid outside you reading a book. Do you know what I mean? You're cheating, aren't you? You've already started. So you either go off with Irish Stallion or you sit disgusted snot man down at table and say, listen, this is not working. I am not happy. What are we going to do? But let me tell you also, the grass is not always greener. Sometimes you go to the grass and it's fucking astroturf. Your Aunty Nelly's told you. So you've got two things there. You either make it work with your current partner by sitting down at kitchen table and asking him not to pick his nose and listen, or you fuck off with your Irish stallion. But if that's what your gut's telling you, I'm going to say that our guts are very, very good, because the heart and the head can be a bit mushed up sometimes, and we don't think rationally, and we don't feel what we're really feeling, or we feel sometimes things that we shouldn't be feeling in order to make decisions. So I would definitely go with your gut. But don't be cheating cunt at week. Come clean, unlike his nose, tell him where you're at, and fuck off. Hashtag bye Felicia. It's not working, is it, sweetheart? It's not working. Kisses to you, flower pot, but don't be a cheating cunt. Sort your shit out. Dear Aunty Nelly, please can you help me? I hope so. 5 years ago, I met my boyfriend, and my life changed for the better. Oh, I think it's a night time with Nelly. Here we go. When we first met, he did tell me that his family and friends didn't know he was gay, but he said he would tell them when he's ready. I completely understand, but 5 years on, he's still not told them. Oh, every time I mention it and mention how much I would love to meet his family and friends, 5 years, he gets right angry. Oh, heck. I feel like I'm his dirty secret. No, it might not be a night time, Nelly. I saw dirty secret. Am I back? Am I back? Did it freeze then? Are you back? I don't know if you're back. If you lost me, I'm sorry, but I am back, apparently. Okay. I love him. I would never hurt him. I understand why he's done this to me. He said he won't hurt me again like this, but how can I trust him? Should I walk away now and save myself from any more heartache? He's been with you for 5 years and you've not met his friends and you've not met his family, and he's not come out gay, but he's fucking cheated on you 4 times with 4 different fellas. The fuck are you doing? Have you got mug stamped on your fucking head? You're the fucking main dish, darling. You're no fucking side dish. Pack your bags and fuck off now. You've no trust. If you've no trust in a relationship, you've no relationship. This fucking fella's having his fucking cake and eating it. Is he? Is he having his fucking cake and eating it? Fucking alright for him and walking all over you. The only person getting hurt is here is you. You know why you're getting hurt? Because you're allowing yourself to. You are allowing yourself to be hurt. So it cut off there. Let's just recap really quickly. Been with his partner 5 years, said can't meet my friends and family because they don't know I'm gay. In between them 5 years, he's cheated on him 4 times with 4 different fellas. And every time he says, when can I meet your friends and family, he says, no, you can't, and gets really angry. Fuck him off. His friends and family don't know he's gay. It sounds to me like you're the dirty little secret. Abso-fucking-lutely. He's doing nothing but string you a fucking long. You're worth more than that. I'd rather be on my fucking own and happy than be with somebody where I didn't know where he were every 3 minutes. The trust has gone. There's no relationship. You are no side dish, darling. Don't ever let anybody fucking treat you better than what you are. You're not second best to no fucker. Leave him. Let him be somebody else's fucking problem. Let him carry on shagging everybody and living the lie. You don't need any part of that. Life is short. Tomorrow's promised to nobody. Start living your life for you today. It ain't no side dish, you're the main course. And until you start acting like you're the main course, all these things are going to continue to happen to you. You know why? Because you allow them to happen. Anything that happens to us in our life is because we allow it. So the moment we say no, hashtag bye Felicia, is when we start healing, learning, growing and moving on. So I don't want you to stay in that relationship. Absolutely not. No. Shall I give him one last chance? Shall you fuck? Abso-fucking-lutely not. No. If you don't like it, what I'm saying to you, you don't have to listen to it, but off you fuck. Tell him now. Dear Aunty Nelly, I have a problem. I'm hoping you will help. My husband and I have better sex life now we have had our first year of marriage, but he takes several precautions to avoid getting me pregnant. Oh, I'm on birth control. He wears condoms and pulls out 2 to 3 minutes before he finishes. Fucking hell, fire. I understand why he does it, because we don't want children. We've talked about children, but we don't want them. I don't understand why I feel so bad, but I've cried and tried talking to him, but he doesn't budge. Because I just want him to come in me, even if he's only coming into a condom. I can't help what I'm feeling. Is this normal? Hey? Right, so you're on pill. He wears condoms and he's also using the very old-fashioned Roman Catholic contraception of the withdrawal method. So you don't feel, you feel upset because you don't feel your partner's making love to you, do you? You don't feel like you've got a satisfactory sex life because he's not actually ejaculating into you. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you mean? Is that what's upsetting you? Because he wouldn't be ejaculating into you anyway. He'd be ejaculating into a condom. Ah, right. And you don't want children. I mean, have you thought about a vasectomy or fucking hell? Wow, it's not often I'm fucking stumped here, but if my fella were like coming on my tips or on my belly or on my ass or on curtains, I won't really care because it means like it's not in me. So you've not got snail trail or you're not sat on a train to Euston day after and it's fucking still running out to you. Would it upset me? No, I don't think it would. But I think maybe there's something going on here where you've got quite, I don't know, I think you've got a little bit of a distorted vision of sex and how sex should be. Because even if we're on all that birth control because we're stopping babies, that's not really why we're having sex a lot of times. A lot of times we're not just having sex for babies. So I think stop thinking about the fact that you're not going to have babies or you're doing it because you're preventing babies and go back to basics. And, you know, there's lots of different things that we can do to have a full, enjoyable sexual relationship that doesn't involve him having to pull out. You know, maybe like he could wank at one side at bed and you could wank at other side at bed and then he wouldn't have to sort of like pull out. And I think there's a lot here that you're not telling me, and I'm not septic peg, but sex should be excitement. It should be exciting and it should be fun and it should be loving and it should be about enjoying each other with each other. So the fact that he's pulling out as well as wearing a condom and you're on contraception, I don't think you're doing it right. I don't. I think you're doing what you can to stop babies, but I don't think you're having a really enjoyable sex life like you should be, because there's lots of things you could be doing here that you know, could be more enjoyable. Siobhan says she understands. What do you understand that I'm not understanding? Because I would not personally be offended if somebody didn't come inside me, whether it were in me or in a condom. It doesn't offend me if it does offend me if it comes in my eye, because it stings like a cunt. But if it comes in my mouth or comes over my stomach or on my tits, it doesn't, you know, as long as you come, you've all come and everyone's had a nice time, it don't really matter. Yeah, exactly, Katie. As long as, you know, you're both pleased, what's it matter? But have you got a feeling of rejection here? Is there something going on here where you're feeling like you're rejected? Are you watching the films and thinking that the only way to show a loving relationship is by him ejaculating inside you, then having that lovely cuddle and lying together? Because in the films, they don't show you that one of you has to get up because your leg's gone, your hip's gone, you need a wee, you want to go and shove shower head up there to get it all out. Do you know what I mean? What are you actually upset about? Because I think there's a lot more here than the fact that he's coming into a Johnny. I really don't think it's that. I think maybe there's not enough foreplay, and there's certainly no afterplay. There's no afterplay, and what I mean by afterplay is that lying in each other's arms, you know, kissing, talking, cuddling, having fun, being best of friends before lovers. I think it just seems quite mechanical to me. Yeah? If nobody's ever had cum in their eye, then you're very blessed. But I have, and it burns like a bastard. That's all I'll say about that. Oh, dear Aunty Nelly. Oh, no, Sunday service. I'm married, pregnant with my second child. My daughter, oh, Sunday service. Dear Aunty Nelly, I have a problem. Dear Sunday service. Right, I'll read this one, but it is Sunday service. Yeah? Dear Aunty Nelly, I have a problem. Me and my husband currently have our own business and he work no. I'm 23-year-old flower pot who split up with the love of my life last March just before lockdown. And a year and a half of being together. He was my first everything and I'm absolutely heartbroken. We didn't end on bad terms and are still friends, which makes the situation even harder as I still love him. Would love your advice on how to be able to move forward as I just feel devastated. I want to cry all the time. Lots of love, Anonymous. Oh my God. Once again, you don't always have to have a breakup where you have to fall out, where you have to block people, where you have to ban people. But while you've still got contact with that person in your life who meant so much to you, you're not moving on. So maybe put them in archives. If you've got an access thing in your WhatsApp, put them in your archives so you don't see them. Maybe start doing things that are a little bit more distracting. Maybe start seeing people that are not going to mention his name if you've got, you know, mutual friends. You know, this will get better. It's just going to take time. And I really do feel for you because he was your first everything. So it's all that once beautiful magical experience with the first person. And if you are watching this, I would go back to the beginning of the video where I talked about no contact. And I think having no contact, even though you are remaining friends, that's fine. But don't do that thing where we're friends, so I see him as much as I did, we just don't have sex now, because that's so complicated and it really, really hurts, okay? So the last one, and I'm so sorry, but there were lots of Sunday services there, and it's night time with Nelly, and I'm hoping that people are going to start writing into the page with night time with Nelly's, otherwise it's going to be fucking like this every week, isn't it? And it's just fucking like pulling fucking teeth. It's so frustrating and it's fucking draining. Facebook decided to do a new experience update without telling anybody. So when you used to write in for your night time with Nelly's, it would like nip into a folder. Sunday services would go into a folder. Nothing's gone into that folder. That folder's been completely deleted, so there's nothing anywhere. And when messages are coming in, because I don't screen them before I read them, because I don't make them up, I read them here to you for the first time. You're hearing what I'm reading for the first time. That's the fun of the show. I don't know what I'm going to fucking read. So Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm in a relationship for a bit now, and there's a trust issue. He hasn't done anything, he's so loyal, but I'm just paranoid that he's going to break my heart. What do I do? Well, it sounds to me like you're not ready for a relationship, because if you are bringing baggage from your last relationship, from hurt that other people have done to you, into your new relationship, then why the fuck are you doing that? That's really not fair, is it? Why should we, as new partners, have to pay for some fucker else's mistakes? So if you've got trust issues, it's because of either things that have happened in your past, in your childhood, past relationships. Please, please, please deal with all your shit. Stay on your own while you're dealing with all your shit. Heal from your hurt, heal from your trust issues, heal from your past. When you feel ready for a relationship, you'll be able to do that in a normal fashion because you've dealt with your shit. So unless you're dealing with the shit and still dealing with the shit, you are not ready for a relationship. And why would you want a relationship when you sat there all the time worrying that he's going to cheat on you, even though poor lad's never said he will or hasn't given you any reason to think he is? It's because you've not dealt with your shit from your past. You have not cleansed your soul of what somebody else has done to you. So do not ever carry your Louis Vuittons, your fucking vanity cases, all your fucking baggage into your next relationship, because it's already failed relationship. End of. And that's been tonight's Night Time with Nelly. And like I said, I'm sorry I was late, but I didn't really want to come, but I'm glad I did. So once again, if anybody starts commenting on your comments, if you're watching now live or on replay, you've not won a prize, there's no giveaway, there's no competition at all, it's just fake. Report them, block them, ban them, do not give them any details, don't click the links because you don't know what's going to happen. And hopefully by the end of this week on Sunday service, we'll have Sunday services, and by next week, Wednesday, we'll have Night Time with Nelly's. I can only fucking hope. I'm sorry, my apologies, but I've done my best. And if you do your best, that's all people can fucking hope for. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Good night and God bless, flower pots. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you've been watching me from. Mwah. Yeah, I dropped, it's that new tripod.